series to read all about their favorite athletes. It not only instills excitement and grows their love for reading, but also inspires them to reach for the stars and accomplish their dreams. Along with being a two-time NBA MVP and four-time NBA champion, Curry is also a father of three. He credited parenthood as one of the inspirations behind his most recent book. The first installment of Sports Superheroes will focus on Curry's career and is slated for a fall 2024 release. Now, this isn't Curry's first time publishing a superhero book. He authored a children's book, I Have Superpowers, which came out in September. From the Sports Desk, Victor Zaragoza, KCBS.
Fremont Bank. If there's one thing we understand more than anybody, it's that it takes a local bank to really get the needs of local businesses. Fremont Bank has the flexibility and motivation to service your business loan needs like other banks can't or won't. With our full suite of business loan products and the recognition as a top SBA lender in the Bay Area, Fremont Bank is the right choice for local and family-owned businesses. Fremont Bank. Learn more at fremontbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Does your heart long to wander? To encounter colorful creatures from the deep blue sea? And amazing animals from the Amazon and beyond? Feed your wild heart. Travel the world right here in San Francisco. Make your reservation to the California Academy of Sciences at calacademy.org. See rare specimens, ancient fossils, and more at our new exhibit, Hidden Wonders.
Local elections across the country have far-reaching implications for the Bay Area. We're breaking these issues down on The Home Stretch, Odyssey's new...
Red light camera ahead.
How did we get to this point in 2022 where this is the thing that everyone is feeling anxiety about? I'm political reporter Doug Sovereign. Each week I'll talk to a range of experts to give you a 15-minute download of the most pressing issues on this year's ballot. Download the Odyssey app and follow KCBS, and listen to The Home Stretch on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Stevens Creek Subaru, we buy used vehicles from our customers, even if you don't buy ours. Visit Stevens Creek Subaru today for a competitive, no-obligation appraisal and cash offer on the spot. We buy all makes and models, paid off or not. Stop by Stevens Creek Subaru today or StevensCreekSubaru.com.
Out and about this Sunday night, Frank Munich tells us where you may encounter some slowing.
Now, you will encounter quite a bit of slowing at this hour in Berkeley, eastbound 80. We have road work which has begun at Gilman Street, complete closure there for pedestrian and bicycle crossing. That is work that's going to last until 6 tomorrow morning. We have slow traffic approaching University, which is where the traffic is being taken off. We also had a two-car crash on eastbound 80 at University. That has now been cleared. We're seeing a little bit of brake tapping on westbound 580 approaching the 80 split, although it's unclear as to whether that is road work or an accident. No reports of an accident there. We do have a crash in San Francisco, southbound 101, just before Cesar Chavez. We have the third lane from the left blocked by crash. Again, that's southbound 101 just before you get to Cesar Chavez and leave the 80 split. Your next update at 11:28 on the traffic leader KCBS. Your KCBS 6-day forecast calls for another sunny, beautiful day tomorrow. Highs mid-60s to mid-70s. The rest of the week, partly to mostly sunny, high 60s with some low 70s. Right now in San Francisco, it's 59 degrees. In Napa, it's 63 degrees. San Mateo, 55. Sunnyvale, 54. In Walnut Creek, it's 50 degrees right now. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.
Red light camera ahead.
And AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time is 11:20. Another sign of the times, an almost century-old bakery closing for good today in Oakland. KCBS's Alice Wirtz reports.
9 a.m. People queuing up along Telegraph Avenue, waiting for the doors to open for the final day to buy baked goods from A Taste of Denmark, an Oakland staple for many. Paris Bowens drove out from Antioch.
I'm here to get hopefully my last German chocolate cake. and some turnovers and some breads. I plan on spending a little money today, more than what I would normally spend.
Pearlie is a native Oaklander, lives down the block, says she'll miss this place, which for 80 years was known as Neldham's.
Sorry to see them go, you know, but it was wonderful having them in the neighborhood.
It's obvious it's tough to make dough for bakeries lately. Lonnie from Berkeley was the first in line this morning.
Sad. I've known of this place for a long time. I'm going to buy one of their wreaths, some cookies, and maybe a cake. And I was also first in line when Virginia Bakery went out. So I guess it's a tradition.
In Oakland, Alice Wirtz, KCBS.
We are dining out more. Reporter Larry Perrell says much of that support for restaurants started out of concern for so-called mom and pop shops hit hard by the pandemic.
That's one of the findings of a new survey from Pop Menu, which provides tech solutions for restaurants. Jennifer Grass is with the company. She says people have also learned to cope with the things restaurants have had to do to survive.
There's a certain empathy that people have for restaurants. They know restaurants have been through a lot, and so when restaurants are increasing menu prices or decreasing portion sizes, consumers understand it's done out of necessity.
She says more than half of the people they surveyed spent at least $125 a week on restaurants, and part of that was just economics.
Grocery prices are so high, it's actually cheaper to order from restaurants than buy all the ingredients to cook at home. So they're actually seeing restaurants as a more cost-effective alternative.
Grass says even with the comeback, restaurants are still struggling to fill positions, many of which have been open for 6 months or more. Larry Perrell, KCBS.
Stardate October 23rd. The sun sometimes takes a nap. It can go for decades without producing many sunspots. That has a big impact on space weather and maybe on Earth's climate. One of those naps is known as the Sporer minimum. It was discovered by Gustav Sporer, a German astronomer who was born 200 years ago today. Sporer earned his PhD by studying a comet. In his late 30s, though, he turned his attention to sunspots, dark blotches on the sun. Today, we know they're cool magnetic storms. At the time, though, their nature was unknown. Astronomers have found that the spots follow an 11-year cycle. There are lots of spots at the cycle's peak, but few at its low point. Sporer and others found that no two cycles are alike. Some are quiet with few spots, and there can be periods with several quiet cycles in a row. The most famous is the Maunder minimum, discovered by Sporer and by Edward Maunder. It came in the late 17th and early 18th centuries. The Sporer minimum came a couple of centuries earlier. There's evidence that space weather and interaction between Earth and the Sun was quieter then, and Earth's climate was a little cooler during those periods, an indication that the Sun's energy output was lower than normal. Sporer discovered that sunspots migrate from high latitudes toward the equator during the 11-year cycle. He also discovered that different latitudes of the Sun rotate at different rates. Insights into the Sun and its long naps. Our web address is stardate.org. For the University of Texas at Austin McDonald Observatory, I'm Billy Henry. KCBS News Time is 11:24. Flying taxis have taken another step forward, with Delta Airlines making a $60 million investment in Joby Aviation.
It does fly vertically. It's electric powered, and they say it's quieter than a traditional helicopter.
Alan Levin covers the industry for Bloomberg News, and he says the aim is to whisk a small number of passengers directly to the airport.
It could be a huge boon if you could hop over all that traffic and land somewhere near the terminal and go right to your gate.
And eventually, this will mean autonomous flights.
All the operators want to make them pilotless, and I should say there's going to be a human monitoring it on the ground. And economically, that's the only way it's feasible, but that's a big leap.
Delta joins United and American, which have reached similar agreements with flying taxi manufacturers. Charlie Pellet, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
This little pinky went to the market and wore a mask. This little ring finger got a COVID-19 vaccine to stay safer. This finger had a sore throat, so tested and rested, just in case. And this pointer got the updated booster to travel with friends. except for this unvaccinated thumb that got COVID-19 and had to stay home. Don't let the fun slip through your fingers. Wear a mask. Stay home if you feel sick, and get vaccinated and boosted. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by